Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video for the 18th episode of Season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer called Killed by Death. That will pretty much do the job. This is a special video for me because it's the first time I get to say if you would like to see the full reaction for this episode and next week's, you can go over to my new Patreon channel to support me. The links are in the description below. Last time we saw Angel increase his campaign of terror by showing that he can get to Buffy at any time by being in her room while she slept. Giles and Jenny appeared to be getting on better. To help the situation, Jenny started to investigate recreating the curse that was cast on Angelus to turn him back to Angel. Buffy and Willow managed to recant Angel's invitation to enter their houses, meaning he could no longer sneak in at night or any other time. Jenny successfully managed to recreate the curse, copying it to a disc for safekeeping, but unfortunately Angel found out as well. He hunted her down and snapped her neck. Giles came home expecting a romantic evening with Jenny, but instead found that Angel had laid her body in his bed. Giles sought revenge on Angelus, but Buffy managed to step in before Angelus could properly fight back Giles, saving his life. Buffy decided that she was now ready to kill Angelus, and the disc that contained the curse slipped onto the floor unnoticed. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. Doors are easier. Doesn't sound too healthy. I'm a bit like that at the moment. I've got a bit of the sniffles.
What are you doing here? Buffy, you're sick.
Ah, okay.
Half the school's out with this flu. It's a serious deal, Buffy. We're all concerned about how gross you look.
Come on, one night of rest is not gonna kill you.
No, but
True.
it might kill somebody else.
That's true as well, unfortunately.
He's at full strength. You only have the Slayer.
Yeah, but I'm still the Slayer.
Yeah, but it's a close fight at the best of times.
Oh, come on.
Ah.
You know, you being off your game's kind of taking the fun out of all this. Nope. Still fun.
Oh dear.
Ooh. This does not look good for our heroine.
I was wondering where they were. That's the best defense. Yeah. Realistically, the three of them are not going to be able to take on Angel. That just wouldn't happen. So pulling out crosses, which I said, I think in the last episode, I'm surprised they don't all wear crosses as a handy defense to have with them to hand. Or to neck. Yeah, pulling out crosses to just ward him off, keep him back, get rid of him for now. Absolutely the right thing to do. If Buffy's ill and weakened, yeah, they need her to get back to full strength. Get rid of him. That's a good idea. I'm surprised that she's ill like that. I would have thought her Slayer abilities would combat it. I mean, she heals more quickly. We've seen that. So I would have thought a flu or something wouldn't affect her, or at least would be gone quickly. I suppose, I don't know how long she's had it for. Maybe it might affect some people for a week. Maybe she's just had it for a day or two. So this might be, yeah. Well, we'll see.
I told you guys to leave.
You'd be dead if they had. Oh
Buffy!
dear. That's not good. That's an awful thing to have on your shoulders. Like she said, her having a night off won't kill her, but her having a night off could get someone else killed. That's such a big responsibility to have. Oh. That bad.
What happened? She fell. The flu fainted. What do we have? High-grade fever, possible fractures.
Fractures? He said possible fractures. again, I think this is all part of it. I assume she does get perhaps fractures and physical damage when she fights. It's just, again, her body speeds up the healing, so she gets healed more quickly. But that's actually pretty horrible, because that means she is probably going to be in pain a lot of the time. It's going to be hurting whilst her body is healing up. That kind of gives you a bit of an insight into her life, that she's probably in constant pain.
I'll call Giles, tell him what happened. You call Buffy's mom,
I was
tell her
gonna say, call
you
her
know
mum.
what happened. Just get her here.
Well, it's an easy cover story. She's got the flu. You were just all out. And I suppose that's the fractures. Xander's cover story of she fell down some stairs or something, unconscious from the flu, is probably the best cover story for that. Hope they don't see historical stuff though, because that's going to look like she's being abused.
I want to keep her here a few days, though. She still has some healing to do.
Few days.
Giles, tell them the vampires.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, she's delusional.
It's got to be the fever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made her delusional. They're out there.
When she was 8, her cousin Celia died in a hospital. Buffy was alone with her at the time.
Oh, God. That's pretty
I
horrible.
really appreciate.
Buffy's not in here for cosmetic surgery.
No, but while she's in here, she might as well get that thing done.
What thing?
You know that thing.
No.
You can come in. It's a public building.
It's true.
Am I the only one that's noticed that thing?
Yes. That's a good point. Yeah, Angel or any vampire can just walk in there, and if she's unconscious, she's at risk. They need to be there to really guard her. What thing on her face? That's not freaky at all. That was freakier. He had a bowler hat on. Could have at least tipped his hat as he walked past. Be polite. There's someone doing the floor behind. Did they not see it? She's getting a flashback. Well, that's not great, leaving all that stuff out like that. For one thing, it's unhygienic. And someone could nick it all and all go on a rampage. So we're about to see her cousin, dying then, I'm assuming. So was it not a normal death? Oh. I'm okay with most things, but I have to admit, I'm not good with blood. And pulling things out of your hand like that. I'm okay with injections and things like that, but just... yeah... Ugh.
And I hate it when you lose the young ones.
Oh... I recognised that actor a minute ago. I can't remember his name.
It's a normal course of
They
treatment.
aren't responding to the normal course of treatment. Look, they're getting worse.
He comes at night. The grown-ups don't see him.
Who?
Death.
Nice.
If I decide to walk into Buffy's room, you could stop me.
No.
Maybe not. Maybe that security guard couldn't either.
Nope.
Or those cops. Or the orderlies. But I'm kind of curious to find out. You still love her. Tell her I stopped by.
You saved me. Thank you, Power Girl. You're safe now.
Looks like they were quite close. She doesn't look like Buffy. I don't believe that's her when she was little. I've seen it, I can't remember what, but recently there's been a show they did a flashback, and the kid they had doing it he looked so much like them that I really did think, yeah, I could see that's them 20 odd years ago or whatever. I know sometimes they use relatives, so they look, obviously there is that similarity, such as Doctor Who. Oh God, I've forgotten her name. Oh God, the actress who Karen Gillian, who played Amy. You saw her as a little girl throughout the series, and it was actually her cousin they had playing the little girl, so there was that likeness, and it works when you do that. I know it's not practical every time because they might not have relatives or the right gender to do the part. But yeah, I don't see her as Buffy. But at least we know it is meant to be her, which is the important part, really, so you know who she is. She looks a bit better.
Swelling's gone.
What
Does this hurt? Nope.
she said then, though, about the swelling's already gone down. This is overnight. It's dropped. Again, it adds to what I said earlier, that she must be, when she's fighting, she probably does get hurt and injured and maybe gets broken bones, but she kind of shakes it off and carries on. And usually, perhaps by the overnight, she heals up enough that she doesn't notice it. But it probably does mean she's constantly in pain and injured and hurt, and we just don't know about it. That's pretty horrible.
Nobody told me I was supposed to bring a gift.
It's traditional among people.
Human beings.
You know, a girl died here last night. There's this Dr. Backer, and he's been giving them these experimental treatments. And then there was this kid, Ryan. He said he saw something.
So what?
Death.
Buffy, a frightened child.
Yeah, but I thought I saw something.
Ooh, if he asks you to play chess, don't even do it. Guy's like a whiz.
So this isn't about you being afraid of hospitals because your friend died and you want to conjure up a monster that you can fight so you can save everybody and not feel so helpless? Tact is just not saying true stuff. I'll pass.
To be fair, she's right. They could have had like a 10-minute conversation about all of that. She did it all in 2 sentences, which I know works for us as the audience, so that we knew what was going on, because that's actually quite true. But she does have that kind of mindset. She is honest, isn't she? She does kind of say what she thinks. She doesn't have filters on her usually. I'm not a fan of that kind of thing. I am a bit more of I would work around things, have long sentences like I'm doing now to I get to a point. I suppose that probably makes me uncomfortable, so being that honest, if I'm being honest. But it does work. And kind of, my opinion's kind of changing a bit of Cordelia. I mean, a little bit. She is still off, but she is there. She's helping. She's with them. It's kind of, you've got to get to know her a bit before you kind of get her. Like I said, she is just honest about stuff. Before, it might come out as blunt and horrible. Sometimes it might have been. But it's not always her way. She doesn't necessarily always mean it like that. So,
As long as I'm forced to stay here, I'm gonna find out what.
You're in the right place.
Just gotta figure out what killed this little girl, Tina. We'll be out.
And they're allowed into the medical records easily.
What are you doing here?
Blimey.
Cordelia may be home-medically insensitive, but she may also be right.
Yeah.
Death and disease are things, possibly the only things that Buffy cannot fight.
That's true. But we live on the Hellmouth side.
That's also
These
true.
kids may have seen a monster.
You got to investigate.
Well, sometimes small children do see something we adults don't. Us. Our true selves.
So the kids might be afraid of a regular person?
So they're kind of saying that you kind of kids can sometimes see the inner self of someone. So that actually might be a real person, but they're kind of seeing the monster within if someone does these evil things. But how would they all see the same thing? I suppose you don't necessarily know that they're all seeing the same thing. But then why did Buffy see it as well? Is that partly because of the drugs? Not sure about that.
Well, this is where all the action is anyhow. I'm all the time restraining people.
Yeah, shouldn't he be doing that to her, really? She was looking through medical records illegally. That's a pretty serious offence, I should think.
It's my motto. Either that or live in the now. Haven't decided yet.
Live in the now.
Here, take this to Giles, okay?
What about you?
I'm gonna stay here.
Oh, right. Your obsession with protecting Buffy.
Cordelia, someone's gotta watch her back.
They were both right. He is partly staying there because it's Buffy and he wants to protect her, but someone does need to stay there to watch her back and protect her at the moment. So that's pretty horrible to be in a relationship like that, knowing that the other person likes someone else. Why would you be in that relationship? You can't be in a relationship like that. If the person you're with likes someone else, why would you be with them? That's horrible. Yeah, I never understood that. Surprised he'd be allowed to be up like that. Okay, so that is very similar. So they are seeing the same thing. That kind of implies it is actually a creature that they're seeing. Otherwise they wouldn't be seeing the same thing, surely. They'd see, if they are seeing the inner monster, they'd be perhaps seeing different things. It'd still be look like a monster, but different things. It's got to be a creature or something.
Can't fight death.
Blimey, kid. Got a pretty dark outlook on life. She's there with him. Is she there to show support to Xander, or is she there to make sure he doesn't go near Buffy? Probably a bit of both. Well, that's not good for starters. The fact that he's just going in the middle of the night when they're asleep and injecting them with stuff. Even if he's above board, that wouldn't happen, surely. Oh. He's an adult, he can't see, so there's something as a creature. Oh my god, but the kids are seeing this! Can Buffy see it? No. Oh, that's quite cool. Obviously in a horrific way, but it's still quite cool the way it can be visibly dragged. That was very well done. Okay, bit confused. So now Buffy can't see it. Maybe it's because she was on drugs and stuff earlier, or she was delusional from the flu that she could see it, but now she's a lot better, she can't. But my god, at least one kid witnessed that doctor being slashed and killed, and you saw blood on the walls. Blimey, I mean that's horrible. Really liked the way that the doctor was just, saw the limbs all move as he was spun around, dragged away. That was good.
The girl, Tina, it's apparent that she died of the fever, but her records show her improving and then suddenly deteriorating.
It wasn't Backer.
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, and I forgot to mention that. So yeah, he's not behind it. Why was the doctor killed? What's the purpose of these creatures, or whatever it is? I was going to say they killed kids, but we don't necessarily know they have killed the kids. I mean, the kids seem to have died of a flu or illness, whereas the doctor was attacked. It's a different MO. So, something else is going on, but I don't think we know yet. Well, I don't.
You saw it?
No, it's invisible.
This is your work?
No, one of the kids. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why would I see it then and not last night?
Good morning.
I'll check Backer's office, see if I can find any post-its marked why a monster might want me dead.
That would be helpful.
Oh, yeah, I'm good at medical stuff. Xander and I used to play doctor all the time.
Okay.
No, she's being literal. She used to have all these medical volumes and diagnose me.
How did you play doctor?
I never have.
I never have either. Play kind of Tarzan and Jane. Oh, but that's a whole different thing.
Cordy, you should go to Giles.
Why do I have to have...
Let's go, tact guy.
Works both ways. But she doesn't seem really offended by it because she is like that. She is honest, so if someone's honest to her, she just accepts it. and just carries on. It's just her personality. Yeah, what about him? Security guard. Who should be sacked because the security is so lax in that hospital that everyone can get into the records, go into offices that should probably be secure. In fact, it should definitely be some kind of security on that door because they got medical results and things. That fridge, he took blood samples out of. If anybody can just walk in there, open that fridge and taint samples, I mean, that is just ridiculous. I know they've got to do it for the story, but there's no way all doors would be open like that. There would be, at the very least, keys, if not extra security. See? She's going in.
Dr. Backer was trying to inoculate the kids with a controlled dosage of the same virus they already had, while raising their temperatures to burn the fever out of them.
That's dangerous.
So he really was trying to help the kids.
It's a dangerous way of doing it, though.
Well, it's not in here.
Oh. Yeah, it is.
It's called Der Kindestad.
Who is this?
It's me. I've got your monster.
Huh.
Where's Giles?
Who is that?
Looking up stuff.
Well, can you put him on?
Basically, Buffy's saying, you got no idea what you're talking about. I don't trust you. Let me speak to Giles.
This book says that he feeds off of children by sucking the life out of them.
That's horrific.
So it did kill Tina.
Right.
Yeah, that's my take.
Why kill the doctor?
Because it would be looking at the children's ward as basically an all-you-can-eat kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Backer was curing the kids and taking away the Kindestad's food.
That doesn't completely work, though. The fact that he killed the doctor, I mean, the kids are going to get better on their own anyway. There'll always be more kids with illnesses coming into the hospital. Why kill the doctor? This is kind of looking at the long game. If the doctor does come up with a cure, I suppose less kids might come in the future. That seems a bit of a weird one. It seems to be... It would just draw too much attention, killing the doctor himself so horrifically like that.
The Kindestad gorges by sitting atop his prey, pinning it down helplessly, then he slowly draws out the life.
Oh, is that what happened to his cousin?
Celia?
Oh. Buffy as a child couldn't see it because not just being a child, you need to have the flu or the illness to be able to see it. You need to be kind of a little bit delusional to be able to see it. Oh, so she just watched her die like that. Ugh. Although she didn't seem to remember it until this has all happened. It's brought it all up again, which I suppose is something, at least.
We have to get this thing, Willow, before it gets any more kids.
She grew up in... She didn't grow up in Sunnydale. She grew up in I want to say Los Angeles. Well, certainly not Sunnydale. So it might not be the same... Well, probably isn't the same one. I assume there's going to be lots of them. Or is it just one that moves around? Of this demon creature, whatever he is. So, yeah, that's a bit odd. It's not like it's always been in Sunnydale and fed at that hospital. Unless there are more of them.
The fever. That's how you see the Kindestad.
Oh, she could give herself the fever again. Would drinking it? I'm not medically inclined at all. My sister's a doctor. But yeah, I zero knowledge. Would just drinking it like that be the right way of doing it? Because that's going to go into her stomach, and wouldn't the stomach just digest it all? Doesn't have to be injected, so it gets into your blood system and goes around properly. I don't know. Doesn't seem right though, just drinking it. Plus, how long would it take to take effect? She needs it immediately. I very much doubt it would take that effect so quickly.
The kids. They're gone.
I was going to say earlier, all those kids are in a room on their own with no adult supervision at all. That's just not surely how a kids' ward should work. because anybody can and has just walk in, which is dodgy as hell. There would surely be, I would think, a bigger, I know it's just a room that they've said is a children's ward, but the room would certainly be a lot bigger, and there would be a nurse or somebody in there at the desk, keeping an eye on them all through the night and everything. So, a bigger room with more kids, so it's economical to have a nurse in there at all times. You just wouldn't have kids in a room on their own like that with nobody watching over them. That just wouldn't happen, even back then.
Come on. Keep quiet.
So they're all kind of running off to hide. Not a bad tactic.
I think it's in there.
She's starting to see. That is a freaky monster. It's the hat that does it. That's a nice touch. I told you! Yeah, take your hat off. At least he's a monster with manners. That's important these days. You don't get a lot of that. Oh, it's very good. Got the hand movements and everything. I like this creature. It's the style of it's very good, and the mannerisms, long fingers, and the way it's just moving. It's good. It's good when you have like different monsters and they've all got different characters to them. That's good, clever.
We're gonna be safe in here.
Oh.
You don't know how to kill this thing.
Thought I might try violence.
Hopefully that'll do the job. Oh, blimey. That is horrible.
Make me sick.
Yeah.
Come on.
Those kids have seen some pretty traumatizing things. Seems to be pretty strong. It's taken... You can't see. That's quite well done as well. Oh. Okay. That was straightforward.
You're not going to yak on me, are you?
What now? What? Let's leave the body there and what? I know nobody can see it, but some workman's going to be down there in a couple of weeks and just trip over an invisible monster. Can I also just say that hospital needs to be shut down or have a complete review of their staff and security if a room full of kids who are in that hospital's care can just go off into the basement like that. Something seriously wrong there.
Oh, Buffy, here. This came in the mail?
It's from Ryan.
The boy from the hospital?
That was going to be like from Angel.
Oh, he drew you a picture. Nice.
Yet another episode where the kids need to have 30 years worth of psychological care after seeing what they've seen. That was actually quite a good episode. Quite liked. It's interesting to see her in a weakened state. So yeah, quite good the way you couldn't see the monster. Only the kids who are sick could see the monster. That's puts a bit of a different twist on things. That's good, just to make things a little bit different. And then giving herself the virus again, just so she could see it. That was happened all a bit too quickly and a bit funnily, but it was a good way of doing it. Really liked the monster. Can't remember what it was called. It sounded German, but can't remember. But yeah, had a really good look to it. I did like the hat as well added to it. That was good, very clever. Did the story progress any more in general? Don't think so. Giles obviously, he's carrying on. Obviously upset about Jenny, but that's normal. Angel still around and causing problems. Surprised he gave up so easily when he came to the hospital, but he just, after what Xander said about the police being there and everything, he just walked off. But okay. So yeah, I don't think anything really more happened. It was a bit more of a sort of standalone episode, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You need to have these kind of, I'm going to use the word filler episode, but I don't mean that in a bad way. You need these kind of episodes every now and again just to create some space, and sometimes the storyline doesn't warrant a progression. You need a gap and some breathing space, especially after what happened last time with Jenny. Excuse me. I suppose they kind of needed like an episode where you can just get over that kind of thing. Just not have too much more going on that's going to progress the story after what happened last time. You don't want to hit the audience with too much. So yeah, it was alright, good episode. Yeah, let me know what you thought about this one in the comments below, and I shall see you for the next one. And don't forget to check it out all out on Patreon. Good seeing you.